Hello and welcome to Week 10's podcast
with your host Tricia.
and Kokko to sit in for Zach.
Yay!
We miss you, Zach.
Yes,
if
please
you're
come back.
watching this, please.
I'm very anxious.
No, but it's nice to have Kokko here sooner or later. You're gonna be like a host.
I
Gonna be a
think I
regular
am going to be
host.
hosting T2,
Yeah.
so I
Yeah.
look forward to it.
Yeah. Anyway, so what's this episode about, Kokko?
So today we had a guest, Jock.
A very special guest.
Yep, one of our success coaches speaking today. So you'll see that.
Yeah. Lovely
Pretty soon.
conversation. Like,
Yes.
good conversation. Yeah. If you ever get a chance to talk to him, and if he's your success coach, you're really lucky. He's a very lovely person.
Yeah.
Mm.
Our student work competition has been gaining traction. And it's still not too late to submit your stuff. So
Yes,
Yeah.
just a reminder that the first prize is a $50 Westfield gift card.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter, but like if you win the second or third prize, you still have $25. So
Yeah.
still a bit of money to spend here and there.
yeah, it doesn't have to be finished work. So if you have work that you're
Mhm.
proud of that isn't finished or is finished, submit away. I think our cutoff is at the end of this week.
Is
And
it?
then,
Okay.
Yeah, and then the winner will be announced in week 11's podcast.
Ooh, yeah. So watch out for that.
I'm excited because I am
Yeah.
a judge on the panel as well. So I look forward to
Oh.
seeing what you guys
I
submit.
want in on that too. I want to see everyone's work. I've been
Yeah.
seeing a lot of your submissions, and all of you are doing great. So please submit more of
Yeah.
your work. We love to see it, even though it's not finished.
Yeah, we
Yep.
have on our Instagram been showcasing some of the works that we've had,
Mhm.
and they're pretty interesting. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Some of them aren't even completed yet.
yeah, I think
Yeah.
a lot of people are still working on it, like assessments for this trimester as well.
Mhm.
So yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah. So please do that. And
Also, we have some assessment tips from our lovely Emma, who is also part of the SLC.
Emma, if you're watching this, we miss you.
Hello. Hi. Wish you could be here. We enjoyed your company last week.
Yeah.
It's a bit small.
So it's about study tips. So we're all in week 10 right now. So
Yes.
it's Stress City from here on.
But I think, from what I can see, I'm a bit blind, everyone, so bear with me. I think just to make things a bit easier is to, with assessments, have to do lists and stuff that you
Mhm.
want to cross off. I think looking at stuff in small sections instead of bigger sections. I think we were just speaking about that before.
Yeah, like
To make it a bit-
bite-sized
yeah.
information.
It's a bit less daunting then, and I think it's satisfying to like cross off something for list. Just
Yeah.
to,
It's like just the satisfaction of ticking boxes
Yeah.
off.
celebrating the small successes
Yeah.
in life.
Also, what I figured recently is I bought. No, my sister bought me this time management planner because
Yeah.
I've got ADHD and my time management is. Anyway, so it just has like columns of like the hours in the day, and it's just helped me so much budgeting my time. 'Cause
Yeah.
I can never manage my time. At first, I didn't know how to use it, but it's such a big help. So if you have ADHD or you just have horrible time management skills, please invest in a planner that works for you.
Yeah, definitely.
I promise you, it's the most satisfying thing to do when you're just listing all your tasks out there. Just feel like the most responsible person ever.
Yeah.
How about you, Coco? What's
Um,
something that helped you?
I'm the same as well. I'm a very visual learner, so
Yeah.
I like to write things down, like highlight everything.
Mhm.
I bought like a 20-pack of like zebra mild liners that I like to highlight everything with. They're really good. I buy too much stationery, but it does help. Just seeing everything like outlined visually
Yeah.
helps a lot. And then, as we said before, like
Mhm.
crossing stuff out.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
stationery. Yeah,
Yes.
especially with post-it notes, like when you stick it on the wall or on your table, like just the satisfaction
Yeah,
of peeling it off
Yeah,
and then accumulating it in a pile. Like, oh wow, I did all of that.
yeah,
You know what? We should do like a giveaway
yeah.
for
Stationery giveaway.
Stationery giveaway.
We should do
We
that.
should work on that.
All right,
Don't you?
perfect. Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah.
Just buy all the stuff that I can't have.
Yes. Yeah.
So look forward to that somewhere
Mhm,
down the
yeah.
line, probably in T2.
Please don't forget to read the newsletter. We
Yes.
work really hard on that. We write for you because we're all students here.
Yeah.
Please use your student email because that way you'll see our newsletters.
Yeah.
And it's got everything that's important.
Yeah. We have like study tips every now and again, and just like events that we're planning out or whatever is upcoming. So yeah,
like
keep
all
an
the
eye out for that.
yeah,
Yeah.
all the updates on the courses and the activities that you don't want to miss out on.
Yeah.
By the way, you guys went to Sea Life last week.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, how was that?
It
I was
was really
ill. I
good.
missed out. Yeah.
Oh, just I really love sharks.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not really a big fish person, but the sharks, I was just like in my abyss.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was really nice. Yeah.
The tunnel was
Yeah.
I saw the pictures on Instagram.
Instagram,
Like,
yeah.
oh my gosh, I could have been there.
I think our group went in twice because we liked it that much. Like it took us the whole day, but it was really good.
Oh yeah, because the tickets scanned
Yeah.
twice, right? Oh my gosh, so lucky.
So, little story. We went in the first time, and then a few of our friends were late. So we came out, we went for lunch or whatever, and then we came back, and we were panicking because we were like, can we scan in again twice? So Ahmed, who's also one of the SRC, you know, like everyone knows Ahmed. We were like prepping to be like, okay, this is the story that we're gonna go with, like, be cool, be chill, whatever. And then we go in, and they just scan and like, yeah, you can go in, and we're like, we built that up for so much, but it was literally nothing. So yeah, good for the good old anxiety.
That's funny.
Yeah. I remember I was like, I'm so scared. I don't know. He's like, just
It's
be,
a story
be chill.
to tell your grandkids,
Yeah.
for sure.
Your
Oh,
grandmother
thank
is
you.
a wuss. But no, it was really good.
Yeah. Anyway, earlier today we met with Jock,
Yes.
and if you want to get to know him more, he used to. Fun fact: he used to be
A zookeeper.
a zookeeper.
Which is
How
really
interesting
cool.
is that?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Just telling us all of his stories about
Mhm.
raking and shoveling poo. So
Yeah, and catching small bads.
yeah.
So if you want to hear that conversation, here's the next clip.
So, Jock, how are you?
Good, thanks, mate.
You good? Why don't you talk to us a little bit about yourself?
Well, currently I'm a success coach at Billy Blue College of Design, Torrens University, and I help students. I've been with Torrens University for a very long time. We've been bought out 5 times since I've been here. So I've been here over 15 years, and I've been a academic skills person, and now I'm a success coach, and I help students. That's all I do, really.
How did you get into this as a career? What did you
Is
make
it a
of
career? Oh, gosh, that's a shock. My wife is much more successful than me, and so she had a very high-flying, paying job. So I was a house dad. So I raised my 2 kids, and the job that I was doing before here allowed me to have flexible times and hours, and it was really good. So I was a house dad for 4 years who worked part-time here, and then I just fell into these other jobs. That's all.
Can you give us a run through of how you became a success coach from starting from your part-time jobs?
Well, I did academic skills for a while. So I did a master's in the science of learning and a master's in science communication, and I enjoy dealing with learning, but I also enjoy dealing with students, because students are very interesting, because there's some really dynamic get up and go students who still need help.
Yep.
Because they need to focus that enthusiasm, and then there's other students who need help with their motivation, but more so about building resilience. Lots of students give up very easily, which is a real shame. But if they have a talk to someone and then refocus the problems that they've got into actually positive things, changing their mindset, it's amazing how our students then suddenly flourish, which is always the best thing of all. Finding students who are not performing to their peak and then turning them around. That's always fun.
Nice. It must be really fulfilling seeing their
Yeah,
progress.
it is. Yeah,
building
it is.
their character as a student.
Yeah, especially in design as well. I wouldn't want to work for business or health, because that would just be really, really boring. Read a textbook and summarize it. I mean, come on. You guys have to come up with original ideas.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that is so hard.
I'm imagining the conversations you have with design students are very stimulating.
yes, they are. Yes. Not that I know anything about design. My first degree is in genetics, so I don't know anything.
Wow, that's a big jump.
Well, it's a change.
Yeah.
Well, Doc, what did you do before you were?
I was a zookeeper, so I've worked at London Zoo, Edinburgh Zoo, Paris Zoo,
Wow.
also some other smaller zoos. So yeah, I've worked with all things: birds, giraffes, tigers, elephants, koari. Do you know the
Yes.
koari? Koaris are really cute, big bushy tails, the most ferocious animals alive. Even though they're quite small.
It's always the cute, cuddly ones that
I know.
attack you.
I've trained zebras to pull carts, llamas to pull carts, trained camels to take riders, been kicked, bitten, spat on. The one skill I have is that I'm very good at washing windows. But if you want a window washed, I'm your man. And raking, of course.
Oh yeah.
Lots of transferable skills.
Lots of transferable skills. I can rake a paddock very well. Get it with little crisscrosses so it's herringbone shape.
Make your own patterns.
Yeah, and then the giraffes come
Design.
out. And then the giraffes come out and poo all over it. Spoils the whole
No
thing.
respect.
No, I know.
Is there much of a difference between training zoo animals and coaching students?
There is, but I mean, a big part of the zoo job was explaining complex environmental ideas to people. So I used to do talks with the birds of prey, explaining to people how the bird crop works, or how the eye works, or how the talons are, or how this is an endangered species because of you.
Yeah.
Do you miss working with animals?
Yes and no. It's very depressing now, because in my lifetime, I have seen animal populations crash, and it's our fault. And there's nothing we can seem to be able to do about it. I hope that you guys can come up with solutions. I mean, when I started working at the zoo, there was probably over 400,000 orangs in Southeast Asia. There's 40,000 now.
That's bad.
That is extremely sad, and there's nothing that seems to make any difference. So it was very depressing.
I can understand.
But doing stuff is fun. Yeah. I used to work with have you heard of cotton top tamarins before? They look like punks. They're little monkeys, and they look like punks with this blonde hair. Yeah. And we had a bigger cage of them, and you'd go in there, and they were like they'd jump on you, and they'd pull your ears, and they'd hold you by the shirt and scream in your face. They were so much fun. It was just
not much
great
different
fun.
to
No, I know.
students.
It's the same. Same as students. But yeah. So it always had its good points and bad points.
So what skills from your years working as a zookeeper have you transferred to success coaching?
I think talking to people is one of the things I can do. Like just having a conversation with someone who doesn't want to talk about the problem or the issue, but then slowly comes around. My coaching's all about getting you to solve your problem, not me. It's all about me asking the questions that you come up with the solution, because I don't know you that well. So you know yourself, and you know what you should be doing. Like, how many times can we tell a student to spell check their work before they hand it in?
Oh. Yeah.
And yet they still hand in work that they don't spell check. I know. Always spell check your work. That's what I say. Or tell students that they've got to plan their assessments, plan when the things are due. Always hand your assessment in, even if you know you're going to fail. Hand it in. You'll get 5 marks.
It's better than nothing.
I know.
5 marks is worth more than 0
But that's
marks.
the thing about design, is that you're really putting your own personal ideas and opinions in front of a group of people, and it's harsh to get criticism when it's really close to your
That's true.
soul, you
I
know?
think being a design student is having to defend your idea
Yeah,
towards your peers, in
Yeah.
front of your teachers, and
yeah.
it's a lot of work.
It
It's
is.
not a
No.
black and white industry where there's a right and wrong
No.
answer.
No, but that's the point of your professional practice, is that you've got to cope with criticism, pull out the bits that you can change, and then reapply them again and see if the client's going to agree. Because and you know the clients don't know what is the correct way. Like you might come up with this building design that is perfectly designed for the cook who has the fridge and the triangle, the fridge and the stove and the thing.
Oh yes,
the
the flow chart. Yeah.
Triangle. But no. The client wants the fridge over there and the oven over here, and it's like, well, that's wrong. But that's what the client wants. But you should be able to explain that to the client to get them to change their mind without calling them an idiot.
Yeah.
I remember when I was because I'm doing Bachelor's UX in Web, and I remember
Yeah.
as I was looking into UX, one of the things that they were saying was very important was being able to communicate design to people who don't understand design.
Yeah.
You need to be able to explain to a client. This
Yeah.
applies to any design.
Yeah.
Where you're working with a client, they don't understand interior, or if you're doing graphic, they don't understand.
Or they
all these
think they
design
do,
principles that
Or
you're
they
trying to
think
put
they
in.
do because they watched the YouTube.
Yeah. This is being able to
Yeah.
communicate in that way. It's very important.
Yeah, and that's where I know that designers don't always focus on this, but writing is so important, to be able to express yourself in as few words as possible without using jargon in a very active way is such a skill to have, and students don't practice it enough. Look, to write it's hard. It takes a lot of work.
Oh yeah.
It's hard work, and I don't think we spend enough time on that. I think we spend too much time on the mousy stuff,
That's true.
Yeah. Which is important of course, but it's mousy. I can get lots of people who do the mousy stuff. It's really hard to find a person who can express an idea to a non-specialized client. That's hard.
Yeah.
And if you can do that, you've got a guaranteed job.
Mm.
I've got a mate, he works for Saatchi and Saatchi, and all he does is present to clients. That's all he does. He doesn't even come up with the ideas. He has a team who does like that, and he just rocks on up. I mean, he's a really cool guy, but he just rocks on up and presents to clients, pitches the job,
Wow.
and that's all he does.
This is a really nice job.
Loads of money.
Maybe I could do that.
I'm sure you could. I'll ring up Saatchi and Saatchi now. Yeah. So I mean, you get your first degree, but you know what? You don't always use your first degree. Your first degree has shaped you and formed you into a designer. But there's lots of niches in design that you can get into that may or may not use the degree that you've spent, $60,000 on and 3 years of your life.
Yeah.
But you still,
I mean, without that first degree.
without
would
that, no,
be
you're not. Yeah, that's right.
Led to the path you're on right now.
Yeah, like my first degree is in genetics, and I don't use it.
See?
My MPhil was my MPhil was looking at seagrass beds in Shark Bay, Western Australia. And I didn't use that. I don't use that anymore. Seagrass beds. I can tell you a lot about seagrass beds, but
It's just something, regardless of whether or not you might use it, it's important, I suppose, to take that first step. To find
oh yeah,
what you
because
love.
doing that.
The journey.
Doing that, I know how to organise myself, how to project manage, how to do all of these different things from that I do use. Just that they don't involve dugongs or seagrass. Yeah.
We got to see one of the dugongs when we went to the
Did
aquarium
ya?
the other weekend.
They're
I had
pretty
no
cool.
idea that there was only 2 in captivity. One here and one in Tokyo.
They do die a lot. Yeah. Yeah. They really don't survive in zoos.
Yeah,
So,
I was looking
you know.
forward to seeing them, but I was ill last week.
Oh.
Did you see them eat the lettuce?
Yes.
Yeah.
we did,
Oh, that's good.
And that's the thing about fish, you know. Everybody, save the koala, all that stuff. No one really cares about fish. You know, you just go, it's a fish. Stick it in a tank, tap on the ground.
I feel like they have bigger fish to fry.
Fish to fry. It's pun
We
Thursday.
went to the aquarium. I saw a little girl banging on the glass. I almost killed her.
Oh look! Oh yeah, it is a pretty annoying. It is a very annoying to be behind that glass. Yeah.
Well, back to your work as a
Success coach. Yes.
What would you say are the best and the worst parts of your job?
Oh look, the best parts are coaching students. The worst parts are the admin. As you guys know,
yes.
as you guys know, there's often problems with subject selection, or there's little things that don't work out because it's not passing through the system in the correct way. Yeah, that is the worst part, because it's all very, you know, send an email out, talk to this person, talk to that person, to get a little box on Dynamics ticks so that you can get into the subject selection, so you can go to Blackboard and start your learning. And that's what annoys me the most, is that sometimes we not through anybody's fault, but sometimes through the way systems work, students find it difficult to start their learning, and that's annoying. And the success coach will help with that. So if you've got any problems like that, see your success coach. We can't solve it, but we know who can. And it's usually, you know, not that hard.
And it's better than just doing it yourself.
Oh, and students just they just delay. They know there's a problem with something, and they often just delay until the last minute. And if it's the last minute, then everybody's got a queue, and then it's really hard to get you past that queue. So if you've got a problem, see someone sooner. Subject selection is open now.
Hear that?
Subject selection, please. See if you can select your stuff, because as well classes fill up. I mean, I'd like to ask you guys a question as well that I've been thinking about. Which is better, on campus or online?
This is my first trimester, so I've only done on campus so far.
Oh, right.
But I will be doing an online subject next trimester. Personally, I prefer coming on campus because there's a lot that having a lecturer in person can do for you, especially when you have questions, things you want to ask, and they can come and help you with your stuff and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
What's your perspective?
I agree with that, because I started here last year, so I spent 4 weeks in trimester 1 until coronavirus happened.
What course?
Oh, I'm doing interior design.
Interior design, yeah, cool, yeah.
So I did 4 weeks of that, and
I will say some of the software classes for some people are better online because they make a brilliant video, and you can stop the video, go back and forth.
Yeah, because last year I had to transition to an online class for one of my 3D modeling subjects, and it was actually easier to follow through because the lectures are recorded. You can just, you know, rewind and watch it at your own convenience. Yeah.
I don't know when that is, of course. You know, they would say, watch it whenever you want. It's like, when is that? When I'm doing the washing up, when I've come home from the pub, you know.
Yeah, but like in the middle of just, you know,
in the middle of the day,
in the middle of modeling something, you can rewind to what the lecturer said. Whereas here on campus, everything's just on the screen. You have to record it yourself with your phone. I had to do that a couple of times. Yeah. So I do prefer online classes for software subjects, but for common core ones, it's good to have it face to face.
Look, I also think as well that face to face is better when a subject requires creativity, because you get creative when you bounce ideas off of other people, and being face to face is easier than you can still do it on online. I mean, like Trent, who runs the gaming course, he uses Discord, and that thing just goes off with students talking to each other, supporting each other. Fantastic. But Trent does an amazing job. If you're ever in one of Trent's classes, you'll see that he's an amazing lecturer. So is Liam. There's lots of lecturers. All of them are really, really good. I should just pick out one. But Trent's particularly good. And
Shout
it
out
shouldn't
to
take,
Trent.
yeah,
To comment on that idea of software classes being
Yeah.
better online, I know for typography with my lecturer Suzanne, when we started, whenever we got to the part where we started to work with InDesign, she would go into Collaborate and start recording it so that we
yeah.
could have that.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that
yeah,
if we wanted to go back over it at
yeah.
home, we have that ability, even
Yeah.
though we in class.
Yeah, I think,
I think that
It's
should
a
be
good
a
idea having
standard.
like a mix between the two.
Mhm.
yeah, I think a blending technology and on campus and online is the way to go to learn, because some things are hard to learn face to face, and some things are easy. I mean, and it depends on you as well. Some people love online, some people hate it. I mean,
Last year I spent most of the year studying online.
oh man, it was such a hard
Going
year.
back to face, it's a new adjustment process
I'm
for
sure it
me.
is.
Yeah.
You have to wear clothes. You know?
You have to be clothes.
You know?
Have to wake up early.
Yeah, not just shorts and a shirt. You need to get dressed nicely.
Even to comment there on what you were saying about face to face being really important, where you need to be
Mm.
creative and bounce ideas off each other. I know that prior to this, when I was in year 12
Yeah.
or high school, when we had a period where we went online,
Mm.
and it was fine for some subjects,
Mm.
but there was stuff like history, for example, where a lot of the way that we learnt in our history class was through discussion,
Yeah,
and that didn't really exist when we were
No.
online.
no, because
Suffer as a
it's
result.
because online is a turn-taking experience, because you
Yeah.
can't all talk at once.
Yeah.
So it's all like your turn, your turn, your turn, and you've got nothing to say. Oh, it's my turn.
Yeah, during discussions as well, it's a bit awkward to just turn on your mic. And
Yeah.
someone turns the mic on at the same time and just.
Yeah, I know. It's like, oh no, you
Like,
go.
no,
Oh no,
you
no,
go.
no, you
Oh,
go.
sorry
No, no,
about
no,
that.
you go. Yeah,
Yeah, it's easier to bounce ideas off each other
Yeah.
face to face,
Yeah.
and the discussions are more active and stimulating as well, as opposed to talking to a screen. Sometimes people don't even have their profile pictures up. It's just
Yeah,
the
I know,
teacher.
yeah, I know, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Now, my wife works for a large architecture firm, and they've all flipped back to at work in a building, not on online, because they just don't come up with really good ideas. And if you're building a building, then it's all about the design and the ideas and the flow, and that comes from talking to people and bumping into people at making a tea, and I'm working on this. Oh, have you thought about that? I've been working at home for a while, and to solve student problems sometimes is really hard, because you email somebody and then you team somebody and you do all this other stuff. Now that I'm back, I just go and ask them, and they do it there and then, and it's done. Whereas before it would take me like an hour to get it done.
Yeah, same
I
thing
know,
with getting feedback from lecturers. You
Yeah.
have to email them before a
Yeah.
certain time for a certain day.
Yeah.
Especially if you have your classes on Friday, you cannot miss the 6 p.m. mark.
No, and to me, feedback in design is the most important
It
thing.
is.
If you're not getting feedback or addressing feedback, then you're missing out on your learning.
100%.
Because feedback's a thing. What am I doing wrong? What are you doing? Or it could be this, or it might be that, because we don't want to turn you all into Billy Blue clones. Because you could all design the same and have the same font used and the same colours, and you have to come up with your own stuff.
For sure. And I do appreciate the creative freedom.
Yes.
It's good, and it's even with the feedback, it's important to get other people's perspective, because sometimes when you're working on something, you can become tunnel vision.
Yeah.
And
That's
you miss
true.
things.
Yeah.
And that's a real skill that the lecturers have, is to give that feedback to our students in a way that is positive while still being critical. You know what I mean? That's a great job you're doing there. Have you thought about doing?
It's easier to keep track on students as well. I mean, from the perspective of a lecturer.
Well, we want to support everyone, and we don't want students falling through the cracks, And sometimes you just need to reach out and ask for help, which can be a really hard thing to do, because it's kind of embarrassing, or you don't think you need it, but it just takes a little ask, and suddenly that problem isn't as big as you thought it was,
Happened to me so many times.
Oh,
I
yeah, I know.
overthink everything.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Thinking. Yeah. I mean, there's there's certain students who are perfectionists and they don't think their work is good enough, and you think, oh, you know what, your work is really good. Just hand it
Sometimes
in.
you just need someone
you
to say
know?
something nice to
I
you.
know, you do. I know. It's really good the work you're doing. You know? I don't know anything. I'm not a designer, but I like it. Hand it in.
Wow. Well, you were saying before that even if you're not able to solve a problem, you'll know who can.
Oh yeah.
Can you talk to us a bit about the difference between a success coach like yourself and an academic advisor? The difference between your roles?
I don't know. Academic advisors. I read that question when you sent it to me, and I hope you would ask. Success coaches are about you finding the solution to the problem that you have. Academic advisors are coming more from more of a mentor position than a coaching position. So an academic advisor knows what you should be producing for the assessment, and they will help you understand that. Coaches do that as well because we know what the assessments are like, but often the problem isn't that the brief doesn't ask them to do a specific task. Often the problem is that the student isn't drawing on their own experiences to address the task, because it's easy to go online and find the answer to everything. Everything in the entire world is online, yeah? But we don't want you to do that. We want you to absorb information, then come up with the answer. So academic advisors are more about the fine-grained detail of an assessment. Coaches are more about the coarse-grained detail of the assessment, if that makes sense.
It's more holistic because it's more than just academics that you coach about. It's about like your confidence towards like an assignment or your skills.
Yeah, and that can change the way you address design. You know, so that might be the way we do it. Although, ask me tomorrow and I can give a completely different answer. So I thought about it.
And most importantly, before we move on to our quick fire questions, where can students find you if they want to have a talk?
Well, they can find me at Ultimo, the front desk. However, all success coaches are online, because what success coaches are doing, we have one success coach per course. So, for instance, interior design success coach Lisa Wilson, fantastic success coach, so knowledgeable. She's in Melbourne. So you can Zoom with her, you can call her, you can drive down to Melbourne if you like, but I wouldn't suggest that. But so we can be found online, but we can also be found on campus as well. So if you don't know who your success coach is, email your success coach at laureate.edu.au, and that will come to me, and then I'll just send it to the correct person. But your success coach should have sent you a welcome email and all of that other stuff. So you should search through your emails. Oh, use your student email address, please. Stop using your personal ones, because it just tires me.
You get emails from Big Cracker 99.
It's just annoying. That's all. Slows everything down.
Okay. Should we get a timer for the quick fire questions?
Yep, so if we're moving on to the quick fire questions, these are
You didn't say this.
2-second questions. You don't need to explain it. So we'll be throwing questions at you.
Okay.
Right.
I'm ready.
We have 5 questions, and we've got a minute to answer all of them.
Oh, easy.
Okay. Ready?
Yep.
Who's your biggest influence or inspiration?
Oh, my biggest influencer.
Come on, 10 seconds already.
Oh, my wife. She's really good.
Your wife?
Everything.
Oh, that's
Beautiful.
sweet.
What is your biggest fear?
Oh, getting it. I have this reoccurring dream where I get attacked by a lion. I've seen them cut up chunks of meat, man. I don't want to get eaten by a lion.
We all have those dreams.
I know.
What is something that you failed at?
I failed at. Oh, every day I fail. I'm terrible at everything. I failed to catch the train on time. I failed all the time. I did fail when I was doing my MPhil on seagrass beds. Yeah, I spent so much time on doing this, and I worked out that the theory and the projection that I had didn't work. So I spent a whole year on this project to find out at the end that it didn't work. So that's a big fun.
That's 1 minute.
Oh, I only got
There
3
we go. Questions. Well, we'll ask the other two anyway.
Yep.
Okay.
Caffeine preference?
Flat white.
Flat white.
All that frothy stuff is just a waste of time.
Any
I take offense to that, but that's fine.
Yeah.
useless or weird talents?
I can I can catch small mammals. I can catch bats really, really well.
Oh,
you
wow.
know the micro bats that
Yeah.
are about to. I'm really good at catching them.
Can you catch flies? Like,
No, just other bats.
Just
No,
like, yeah.
no, just other bats. I'm really good at that.
and lastly, what's the most successful thing you've done as a success coach?
Oh, the most successful thing I've done as a success coach. I had a student. I had a student a while back who was failing and wasn't doing very well. And they were going to leave, and then we had a coaching conversation a number of times. And this student now earns so much money doing UX design for Woolworths.
Ahmad,
So
you know
much
what's
money.
up. You're
Just-
on the right track.
And I always thought that he might buy me a gift, or he or she might buy me a gift, or do some. Not that you need to buy me a gift.
Still waiting
If you're
for the gift.
listening,
I'm still waiting for the gift because now he makes so much money. No, but he actually comes. He or she. I'm not very good at this. He actually comes back to campus now and then and talks to students. So I'll try and get him to come back and talk about his career, because he wasn't a very good student, and then suddenly he found his place.
the
And,
glow up.
Yeah.
It's very fulfilling.
Yeah, I reckon everybody can do it. You just got to find that thing that drives you, and then bang, it's off and running.
Okay. Thank you so much for.
Thank you so much. It's been such a pleasure to
Yeah,
talk
it
to
was
students
nice
again.
talking to
This is what
you.
I do. I just love talking to students.
It was nice learning about your zookeeper experiences as well.
Hey, look, next time you're doing a trip to the zoo, ask me, because I know so much stuff about
Yes, we should do
zoos.
that.
So much stuff. It
Yeah,
just
tour guide.
it leaks out of my head.
We could bring a bunch of bats and we can catch them as fast as you can.
Okay. See you later.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah. And we're back. I
Yeah.
hope you enjoyed that conversation, because I definitely
Yeah,
did.
I was sitting behind the scenes and I was just, he has a really soothing voice.
He does.
I was just sitting there, I
yeah.
was like, oh, I could listen to him talk like forever.
He's just full of interesting stories. Like, I could talk all day
Yeah.
with him.
I think what makes it nice is like hearing people talk about like what they're passionate about.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like a nice feeling.
And having a conversation with them, not as, a student and a success coach,
Yeah.
but as individuals.
Yeah.
It's just really nice to
Mhm.
get their perspective and like take a peek of their lives.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. If you want us to interview more people, or if you have someone in mind, please let us know.
Yeah.
Also, we've been thinking of a Q&A segment. So if you got any questions for us, please
Send them
don't be
in.
shy.
Yep.
You
You can send them into our Instagram.
Our Instagram, yeah.
At
So
SRC Ultimo.
Mhm.
Or on our Twitch if you're watching live. You can
Yeah.
Put it in the chat.
we'll be putting like a poll on our stories, so
Yeah.
you have somewhere to shoot your
Yeah.
question, and we won't read out your name, so
Yeah.
it'll be
Everything will
anonymous.
be anonymous. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you
Uh,
want to shout out them by all means.
Yeah. If you want to shout out, we can.
Yeah.
If you want to shout out, we can. You know that TikTok?
Which one?
It's like this girl has like a mic in her
Yeah.
mouth. She's like, if you want to
Oh
shout
yeah.
out, shout it out.
And then like people who are duetting or like pretend
It's
to like,
like
spit
in
on
the
their
wind,
face.
yeah. So yeah, if you want to shout out, shout us out. So it can be any topic, like SRC life, uni life,
Yeah.
what else,
I can talk for like forever.
right?
So
Like
just anything.
anything.
Yeah.
We love having conversations with you guys.
Yeah.
and-
It's nice. I think with the hustle and bustle of uni, it's nice to just have a discussion about
Mhm.
other stuff that isn't work related.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Have a bitch about life.
Yeah.
So yeah, please send through your questions, and thank you for listening.
Yes. And we'll hope to see you around the internet real soon. Bye.
Bye.